everyone? Welcome back to ninabinasworld. Today we're in a different setup. So how this all started, honestly, it was such like a last minute adventure. The night before, I went to work and my coworker was talking about how he was going to ComiCon the next day and he invited me to go. To be honest, originally I was like, you know what, like, what's so last minute? And I think I'm gonna pass on that. But as the night went on, I feel like if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna do it. So that night, before tickets like ended at 10 p.m., I bought my ticket literally at 9:30, and yeah, that's how it all started. And a little background, I definitely feel like I have no place being at a place like Comic Con. I'm not very well versed in like pop culture as much as I would like to be. It's definitely a newer thing, but I'm learning and have been taking more initiative to be more involved because it actually really is interesting to me. I just never really have grown up around those kind of culture, you know. Like my parents are immigrants. They don't watch Marvel or into Star Trek and Harry Potter and all of that. Like it's definitely something I have to learn and explore on my own, which I have been, and I have been enjoying it. So I really went in there knowing nothing and went in there with like an open mind, of course, because it's a new experience and that's what I'm all here for. But for all of you who don't know what Comic Con is, it's basically like a annual convention that takes place in like big cities that are gravitated towards people that are considered nerdy, I would say, but I don't even want to classify it as that. But basically, it's a fandom for all movies, TV shows, comic books, collectible action figures, like gaming, all those kind of things are all in this one spot. When you first walk in at Phoenix Comic Con, you are greeted with food vendors. They have like pretzels, burgers, fresh lemonade. There's also a food court inside as well, but there's all that on the outside. And then when you walk in at the very bottom level, they have all the exhibits, which are where I spend all my time. It's where people sell like the action figures and keychains, art, like a lot of Funko Pops for sure. Anything that you would want to buy to express your love for your favorite movie or game, it is in there. And it's a lot of it. I literally spent probably most of my time in there, like a good 4 hours in total, just browsing and exploring all there was to offer. And to be honest, some stands were definitely more expensive than others, so I feel like doing a little walk around first and checking the prices and what they have to offer and what you're looking to buy and going back to the cheapest stand is the best way to do it. And something that was really cool that I never really would have thought that they would have there was they had like a tattoo like set up there for people to get tattooed of their favorite um, movie or anime at the convention, which honestly I was really tempted. But they're really pricey for the tattoos that they wear, so I was like, you know what, I probably shouldn't. But the tattoos they had to offer there was a lot of Sailor Moon, Spirited Away, Naruto. Oh yeah, by the way, there were flash shades. There weren't actual like you could get whatever tattoo you wanted, which I guess it does make like the job for the artist a lot easier. And most importantly, there was a lot of people cosplaying, and I wish I would have known sooner that I was going because I definitely would have cosplayed. It was just so amazing to see all the effort and work people put into their costumes. Like some of these costumes look like it took months to create. It literally is a work of art, and people prepare for this event, and I mean that they prepare for it. But it was awesome. It was totally awesome. While I was browsing in the Comic Con exhibits, I met a friend at one of the vendors, which was really cool. He told me how he traveled to all the various Comic Cons and his favorite he recommended me was definitely San Diego for money wise, and he said, I believe, Atlanta for the partying scene. So if you travel around for Comic Con, highly recommend and take his advice because it seems like he's been doing it for a while. But he actually invited me back for Sunday to get in free, which was very sweet of him. Oh, like, what an angel, man. But yeah, I honestly explored for a while by myself there, and then I met up with my friends that her coworkers that invited me there in the first place, and we walked around some more. We spent some time in the gaming room, and for the gaming room, it offers Smash Bros, Mario Kart. There was a lot of empty tables that you could bring your own game, like D&D or Flesh and Bones or whatever like tabletop game you wanted. You could bring there and like have people join you and play, but they weren't provided for you to actually play for the tabletop games and role-playing games. There was a lot of panels there, which I didn't really get to explore as much as I would have liked to. I went to it's for Arizona State University. It was in, I think there's science, like kind of like a science exhibit. They had like an alligator in there with its mouth shut, and it was just chilling. And they had like various like reptiles, like snakes and spiders that you could look at, and then like dried insects, I think, that people display on their walls, like they were sold there. So we went to that exhibit, and then my friends wanted to stop in on a Diablo 4 panel. There was also a lot of celebrity actors and panels there, which I'm not very familiar about, but I know a lot of people like go there specifically for that. And I didn't wait any of the lines for that, obviously, because I'm not so much invested as other people are, but it was just crazy to me watching people wait like in long lines. Like, it must have been took like an hour or two just to get a signature from their favorite actors and great game creators, but that is pretty cool. So if that's what you're into. And I just want to talk about the food options there. Like I said, there's a lot of food trucks, and there's a food cafeteria as well at Phoenix Fan Fusion. And we did take a look at all of it. It was pretty much like your average, like, fair food or festival food. And the prices were a little bit outrageous. So if you do go to Phoenix Fan Fusion, I highly recommend just like, because you're allowed to like go leave in and out, like you just go to one of the surrounding restaurants that are in the area, and I'm sure you'll have a lot better experience, and you can have a little bit of a break before you step back into that world and feed your bellies, because I know that it can be difficult to remember to feed yourself when you're in an environment like that, because there's so much to do, so much to see, and you just want to experience it to the best of your abilities. Honestly, overall, I had the best time of my life. I would definitely go back. I only went for one day, and I feel like that was enough for me because, as a newbie per se, I felt like I experienced what I wanted to experience. I kind of wished I would have been able to stay the whole like Friday to actually maybe go to like an after party or something and see how that's like. But one day was enough, or else my bank account would have been broke AF. Just kidding. Commit to 3 days. Let me know how it goes. But I just wanted to share about how my first Comic-Con experience was. And also, I met a lot of cool, sweet, nice people. That's what I loved about it. Everyone there was just so friendly, and people who cosplaying, they're just like so passionate to tell me like why they chose the cosplay they did, and just like the hours they spent to even like their mint that they had to wear. I met a guy, he was a Ghostbusters hunter, and the backpack he created had like steam out of it. It had different LED lights and buttons you could push, and that thing looked like a work of art. I was like, you created this, man? Impressive. But yeah, thank y'all for listening to my little review. And if you haven't gone to Phoenix Comic Con, or Fan Fusion as it now is called, it definitely is something I recommend everyone try at least one time in their life. Even if you're not into like pop culture, like I promise it's still such a great and amazing time. Just go in with an open mind. But I love you all and thank you for listening. I'll see you next week.